We're going to work on a little routine to release our hips and our low back area. You're going to need a block or a book or anything that has a couple of inches high. You're going to place it on the ground. You're going to have a chair in front of you. I'm going to face the camera, make it a little easier to see. So you're going to stand on the block or on the book with your right foot, and your left leg is going to start being even with your right foot. Then you're going to drop the foot, the left one down, and then you're going to hike it up higher than the right. So drop down, lift up, drop and lift, and drop and lift. So we're already getting into some hip muscles and ligaments and trying to fatigue the area of the hip, the one you're standing on. So imagine that your whole leg bone comes all the way up, and then there's the ball of the hip, and it's rotating inside a socket. And this movement is like we're moving the socket around the ball of the hip. So it's your iliac bone that's rotating around the head of the femur. You should really be feeling that fatigued. And once you've had enough, see if you can do one or two more. And then step down. Just stand nice and tall for a moment. Arms at your side. And then breathe and try and soften where you've just felt all those muscles working. So soften the hips, soften the glutes, soften the bum. Relax in the low back. Let your leg bones support your body weight. Try and use no effort. Good. Let's repeat that with the left foot, standing on the block or piece of wood or a book. Feet are even. Drop the right foot, hike it up. Drop and lift and drop and lift. So again, moving the iliac bone around the head of the femur, trying to target all those muscles around the hips. You should start to feel that fatiguing in there. This really gets into the deeper muscles, so usually you feel that on a deeper level. If you've had enough, maybe we do one or two more, and step down. Stand tall for a moment. Let your leg bones support your body weight. Try and use the least amount of effort. And just stand tall and let go of any tension in your hips. Good. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. And come down on your hands and knees, either on a mat or on a blanket, just so there's thickness so it's a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to start cat-cow, so rounding and extending the spine. Round, extend. So you're tucking your tailbone under, rounding the back, and then looking up. But try not to compress your neck. Keep the back of the neck long. Good. Come back to a flat back, side to side. So you're looking over your shoulder and you're bringing your hip up towards your shoulder, creating a side bend, and then switch sides. So you're not shifting your weight side to side. You're hiking your hip towards your ear, and you're looking over your shoulder, creating a C curvature of your spine, side to side. Good. Back to center. Now we're going to do rotations. You're going to put the weight of your body onto your left hand. Lift the right hand up, just as high as you're comfortable going. Then thread the needle, go through the hole, drop your ear down to the floor, and come back up. Up to the sky. Needle through head to floor. Inhale up. Exhale through. Inhale up and through. 2 more. Working the rotation of your spine. Come back up. Good. Weight on your right hand. Left hand extends up. Thread the needle through, drop the head. Inhale up and through. Two more. Good. And back up. Good. Stay in this position. You're going to extend your right leg only. So push down on your right hand, push down with your left knee, anchor down. Stay here for a moment. Squeeze your right bum cheek, lift the leg and drop. Squeeze the bum, lift the leg. Keep going. Squeeze and lift, and lift, and lift. Again. 3 more. 2. Last one. Pull the knee back in. Good. Push down through your left hand, right knee. Extend the left leg. Take a moment. Squeeze the left bum, lift, and drop. Squeeze and lift. Your toes stay pointing downwards. So you don't want to lift and the leg turns out. You want to keep your kneecap facing the ground. Two more. And pull it in. Good. Lie on your side, whichever side. All the way down. Bend your knees. Extend the top leg straight with the rest of your body. Top hand could be on the floor. Your kneecaps facing forward. You're going to float the leg up. Take a look, make sure the leg is straight. The tendency is to have the leg too far forward. We want it to be really in line. And drop. Lift, drop. So again, working some of the muscles in the hip or in the bum. Specifically the glute medius muscle, we call. Trying to build strength in that muscle. Good. This time, stack your knees together. Keep your feet glued together. Lift the top knee and drop. Lift and lower. So placing your hand on your pelvic bone, so on that big bony structure here, you don't want that to open towards the sky or towards the ceiling. You only want the knee to go up. This stays down. So you're visualizing that there's a ball rolling in a socket. You're trying to allow that movement to happen without your pelvis moving. Last one, and drop. Nice work. You're going to lie on your back. You're going to keep the left leg bent. You're going to straighten the right leg. Toes are pointing the ceiling. You're going to lift and lower the leg. So your arms are down at your side, nothing else is working. You're keeping the rest of your body relaxed. Good. Next time your foot drops to the floor, keep it there. Turn your whole leg bone outwards. So now your toes are pointing out to the side. Lift and lower. Good. Next time your leg touches the floor, turn your whole leg bone inwards. And keep going. Good. Next time your leg comes down, keep it to the floor. Take a moment, relax through the hip, relax through the groin area. Bend that knee. Squeeze your knees, your feet, and your inner thighs together. And then release, open your knees. Bring it back, squeeze everything together, and then open. Squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. Squeeze. The last one. Good. Now bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees relax. You can extend your feet a little bit further away from your spine. Take a few breaths and relax. Relax the bum muscle, the hip joint, the groin area. Just breathe and relax. Keep letting go. Good. Bring your knees in. Roll over to your other side. So I'm turning around, but you can just roll to the other side. Extend your arms, support your head. Knees are bent. Straighten the top leg. Kneecap facing forward. Take a peek. Make sure it's straight. Lift and lower. So even if you put your hand on your hip here, you want to notice that there's no movement in the pelvis. So you don't want your hip hiking towards your ear. That's staying straight and just the leg lifts and lowers. If you're feeling that in the front, your leg's too far forward. You should be feeling that just behind the hip bone. Two more. Good. Bring your legs together. Glue your feet. Top knee comes up. And drop. So make sure your iliac or your pelvis is not moving at all. So once your hand's there, you shouldn't feel anything budging. Last one, drop the knee and release. Good. You're going to roll over onto your back. Keep the right knee bent, straighten the left leg, toes point to the ceiling, lift and lower. Good. Next time your foot comes down, roll it outwards, so the toes are now pointing to the outside. Good. Drop the foot, turn your whole leg bone inward, up and down. And release, straighten both legs. Take a moment, relax that hip. Bend one knee, bend the other. Arms in T position. Glue your feet and your knees together. Drop your knees to the right, but don't slide your legs one over the other. So your left foot comes up off the floor and back to center. Draw your knees to the left. Lift your right foot off the floor. So there's no gliding between your legs. And center. To the side and center. Inhale over, turn your head the opposite way. Inhale over, exhale center. can speed it up a little bit. More rotation through that spine. Good. Back to center. You're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. Grab hold of your shins, pull them in, lift your head up towards your knees. Head comes down, arms come to the side, drop your feet. Feet come up, hang on, lift, drop the head, drop the feet. So your arms are not doing the work of your legs. We want to activate some core muscles, some deep muscles inside your abdomen. So the arms are only to assist a little bit of the tug at the end. And drop your feet down. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Tuck your tailbone under. Start to lift your bum up towards the ceiling, coming up into bridge, one vertebra at a time. When you go as high as you can without force, hold for breath. As you release, start to drop one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck the tail, start to lift, one vertebra at a time. And then drop down. If you notice there's a section in your spine that doesn't like to drop down smoothly, what you're going to do the next time you start to come down is you're going to stop at that level. You're going to imagine you're laying on a skateboard and you're going to shift your hips side to side. Your knees don't move. It's like your knees are suspended from the ceiling, so their placement doesn't change. But your hips shift side to side. That's going to loosen up your spine at whatever level there's a problem. It might be just a little movement you're able to do if it's really stuck, and then articulate all the way down. Back up. And you repeat this. If there's more than one section, then you do a little bit in one area, and then you go down a little bit further and you realize, it's really stuck here, then you do that area. And then as you repeat this video or these exercises, you may not have to shift side to side. If the movement happens smoothly, then you just articulate all the way up. You breathe in and then articulate all the way down without stopping. So you be the judge. Last one. Good. Arms more into T position, feet, knees together. Draw your knees up towards your chest. We're going to go back to the spine twist. This time your feet are off the floor. Back to center. So inhale over, turn your head the other way. Exhale, center. Inhale over, exhale back. So you don't have to go all the way down. So go until you feel like you can manage and it's not straining anything. If it's too much, keep your feet on the floor and just repeat what we did 2 exercises ago. Dropping side to side with your feet flat. If you feel like you can go further and you can go all the way till your knees touch the floor, then you go ahead. That's sort of what you're building yourself up to. Knees drop, head turns the other way. One more time each side. Back to center, drop one foot, drop the other, straighten your legs out onto your mat. Arms at your side, palms face the ceiling. Deep breaths. You survived. Combination of hips and spine exercises. Working the strength of those muscles to the point where we exhaust them, to the point where we're able to teach them to relax. Keep your awareness in your low back. Relax that area. Keep some awareness in your hips. Relax that area. Relax your legs. Two more breaths. Softening and surrendering on the exhale. Good. Draw one knee in, then the other. Roll to your side. Come up into sitting. One final pose. Just a stretch, stretching your piriformis muscle, hands and knees. You're going to take we're going to start with the left leg. You're going to draw it towards your wrist, and then you're going to bring the foot up, so you might want to use your hand. So essentially you're trying to get your leg perpendicular to your body, the lower leg, but you won't be able to get there at first usually. So just go as high as you can go without pain. And then slide that other leg back behind you. And you're looking for a sweet spot in your left bum cheek. So if you're feeling that in your knee, you're twisting in the knee. So you get back up and you're trying to find the spot in your bum area. So it's like you're trying to sit on a little stool. Like there was a little stool here and I'm trying to get just my left bum cheek onto the stool and find that stretch. And once you're there, then you hang out there. You can hang out there with your arms extended. If it's really intense, just come back up. It doesn't have to be intense. If you have a block or you need a little extra assistance, pillows or anything, sometimes you can't even go to the floor. Sometimes you have to be even up higher. Figure it out. If you can melt down, you can melt down. You can go onto your forearms. Some people like to lay completely flat. The idea is that you want to relax where you're feeling the stretch, so it's in the bum. So if you go too far into the stretch and you're breathing heavily and you can't tolerate it, it's too far. There's no point. You're going to build your way into a further pose. Don't rush there. So find what works for you and then just hold and breathe and try and relax. Letting go in the bum. This is a pose you can hold up to 5 minutes if you want. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to slowly make our way out of the pose, but if you're quite comfortable and you want to hold it longer, by all means do that. Shake that out a little bit, and then draw the right knee in towards the wrist. Bring the leg forward, the foot, use your other hand if need be. Slide the leg back, the left leg, and then find that sweet spot. If it's in the knee, you got to come out of it, and then you got to wiggle around and find where you feel it deep into that right glute. And then once you're there, you hold. The idea is to relax your body into the pose. So if you're tightening and fighting against the stretch, you're only going to get temporary relief. If you find a comfortable position with props or whatever you need, and you're able to relax in the pose, maybe on your forearms or whatever, if you can relax, then you're going to elongate the muscles and you're going to release the tension more permanently. So you're really fixing the problem. So don't push through too much pain or tension. Find the area where you can learn to relax. And breathe. It's okay for it to be uncomfortable or different, but as long as you can breathe softly and as long as you can continuously relax more and more, then you're doing good. Again, hold this pose as long as you want to, up to 5 minutes. We're going to start to come out of the pose. You're going to shake that leg out. We're going to come back into a child's pose. So you're sitting on your feet. Your knees could be wide or your knees can be close together. Forehead to floor. Arms are just relaxed out in front or to the side or even behind you. And just breathe. It's important to take the time to relax after these exercises so your body can assimilate the change and make it more of a permanent change. If
we just exercise and we move on to the next thing, it doesn't hold. Not as much. How relaxed can you bring your body? Slowly come out of the pose. And you did it. You survived.